And
No, what to do?
I'm pretty, if it's all right with Lucas, it's good to time back to 1:30 for the golf class. Well, no, I'm also saying it's not, there's a lot of people coming in now.
Are you ready to go see the start?
Well, that's what I texted him, but I don't think I got a text back.
He's a dedicated worker. Out there. Or supplemented. I drank a lot of them out of it.
I'm making it kind of look like a circus out here, but I'm going to do my best to explain what I see in this class. You couldn't have many more differences between typically a heifers out here in terms of everything from the way they're made to the thickness they have and the amount of body they have, the way they're shown. There's just so many differences out here. I had to get a little different looks at them. We're going to begin to my right. This young lady's Hereford female. I think when you break her down specifically on the profile, there's not a leveler spine one, there's not a cleaner heifer through her front 1/3, out of her chest forward through her throat latch. She's very adequate in the amount of depth she has. She's sound. Young lady's getting her presented really well. She keeps her head up for the most part and has had her feet underneath of her well. She's a little bunched up now. That's the most complete heifer in the class. I know she's not the thickest heifer in the class. There's one or two out here that are deeper, but that's the most complete in terms of phenotypically, the way she's made through her front 1/3, the amount of body she has, how level her spine is, how sound she is. To me, that's the most complete one out of all these heifers. Ties everything together really, really well. And we move on to your Hereford. The Hereford female comes in second, and she just kind of lands there by default. She has a lot of the same characteristics. She's level spine, not quite as neat out of her chest floor as the one that wins the class, but very nice in her throat latch and very clean fronted. very smooth in her shoulder blade, very level spine. She's too narrow base for me. She's too fine boned for me to get any higher in this class. Heifer has a slight advantage in terms of her base width that wins the class. She's a little cleaner in her chest core, but aside from that, she mirrors her pretty well. As we move on to our white heifer, this is one that really just doesn't present herself very well. If the young lady would get her feet underneath of her a little better and get her head erect and maybe dip her loin a little bit, this class would change in a hurry. But looking at her for what she is today, I love how deep-bodied this heifer is. That's what puts her in the hunt today. She's got some muscle to her. She's got some bone. To me, too leathery through the front 1/3, and the way the young lady presents her out here gives you the appearance that she's not quite as true in her heart girl compared to the two in front of her. She does get around the ring well. I love the center portion of her body, but again, I'd really like to clean her up through her front 1/3, specifically coming out of her chest floor into her throat latch. Young lady that comes in fourth, this is a heifer that I think is the deepest bodied heifer in the class. Does she tie everything together in as neat of a package as the two class winners? First and second place heifers? No, I don't think so. I think she gets a little lower in her pin set. When you set her in motion, she kind of gets outside of herself in terms of how she puts all four down and goes into motion. But I really do love the center of this heifer. I like how deep bodied she is. She's clean through her front 1/3 as well. Just doesn't tie everything together near as square as the heifers above her, especially over her hip. As we move on to the next heifer, this is one that the young man, if they were all shown like he shows this heifer, it would make my job a lot easier. He does a nice job showing her. He gets her head up, he gets her feet right, he has her ears erect most of the time. I've got two issues with this heifer, and it'll be different in different shows. A lot of times this many different breeds and this many different sizes aren't going to be in the same class. There'll be guys that like her down the road. I don't want you to be discouraged, but to me today, I think she's pretty straight in her front 1/3. I like to see a little more angle to her shoulder blade, more of a 45-degree angle. I think she gets steep. I think the point of her shoulder sets in just ever so slightly. And for the amount of condition and body that she has, I'd like to see it standing on a bigger foot and more circumference of bone. But there is a lot of nice pieces to her. I wouldn't be discouraged. You do an excellent job presenting her. Like I said, if everybody in the class would have shown like you're showing now, it would have made it a lot easier to analyze them. They're kind of all over the board. I want to compliment you for that. And that's a nice effort. Don't be discouraged. For me today, I just need to see a little more angle to her shoulder, a little bigger foot for one that size. So there is a place for one like that, and she'll do just fine for you. As we move on to the red heifer, when they first walk in, you wouldn't expect this heifer to be at the bottom of the class, and she won't be at her whole show career, I don't think. We're judging these breeding heifers. Issues that I have with her is she gets a little high at the top of her shoulder. She doesn't tie in as good the way her spine lays into her shoulder. I think at times she can get a little upright in the front 1/3. She drops her pin set some, but my biggest issue with her is she's pretty refined in her development when you analyze her vulva. In terms of making a cow, she just gives you too much of a terminal look to me. I think with the market heifer show, she probably wins the class, but she's got as much true muscle as anything in the class. Not very developed in her pelvic area when you analyze her and predict her being a cow, and that scares me a little bit, and that's probably why she lands where she does. But a nice, really interesting set of heifers analyzed. I apologize it took so long, but please give them another round of applause.
Placing first is lightweight heifer, LT. Second, Asian Jet. And third, Lacey White. Congratulations.